The act that I chose was HIPAA, which is short for the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. So when you support Public Law 104-191, which is also known as the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996, you support that all information about patients is considered private and confidential, whether it's written on paper, saved on a computer, or spoken aloud. So I'm sure everyone here today has been to a medical facility one time in their life. So with HIPAA, it is illegal to give out a patient's medical history without their consent. So while I was researching on HIPAA, the major goal of this Privacy Act is to assure that an individual's health information is properly protected while allowing the flow of health information needed to provide and promote high-quality health care and protect the public's health and well-being. So HIPAA ensures that patients have a right to certain things, which some of the examples would be like a copy of their own health records, or be able to update their health record at any time, to request correction of any mistakes to any of their health information, request a restriction on certain uses or disclosures, and to choose how to receive their health care information. So after this speech, I hope you will understand more about HIPAA and its importance for the patient and the healthcare worker, and how easy it may be to cause a violation. So with Public Law 104-191, it includes punishments for anyone caught violating patient privacy. So for those that would, want to give any financial gain, can be fined as much as $250,000, or they can be jailed up to 10 years. So any kind of PHI, which is protected health information, is private and confidential. So some examples of PHI would be someone's name, their address, email address, their member ID, a picture, a health plan number, their employer, their social security number, a phone number, a driver's license, date of birth, and credit card. That's just basic, any kind of personal information. But any health information would be a type of injury they've had in the past, biometrics, type of treatment they've had in the hospital in the past, a type of any kind of health claims, diagnosis codes, a provider type, case management notes, their wellness information, any kind of medical test results, medication lists, and any kind of carrier as far as what kind of health insurance they have, and any kind of genetic information. So the treatment that a patient receives and information about their past health conditions. So if a health institution wants to release a patient's health information for purposes other than treatment, payment, and routine healthcare operations, the patient must sign an authorization immediately. So other disclosures of confidential information, such as inappropriately discussing a patient's problem with a third party, may be considered an invasion of privacy and may be subject to the healthcare professionals being liable. So it is very important to strictly enforce these rules and enforce this act at all the time, because I know, examples of, you can even violate HIPAA accidentally, which would, an example of this would be, a nurse going in the hallway and leaving up a patient's information on a computer, or even turning her back to it, because anytime somebody can be walking through the hallway and they can see all that person's medical history. And if anybody knows the program, they can actually get and see the whole hospital's medical program just by that nurse leaving her station and not closing the information down. Or a nurse going to their station with a paper chart and leaving the chart open for anybody to come up and read that person's health information. Like talking with a patient in rooms that are not soundproof, meaning, a lot of times in a hospital, there is 2 people to a room. So all they would have between the 2 patients is a curtain. So talking about that person's information, a family member on the other side of the curtain could be listening and gaining information to them, person's medical history or records, or just, you could even hear the person's, their ID for while they're in the hospital. So also another example would be discussing a patient's information with people not entitled to that information, such as a family member that is not authorized by the patient. So, some people come in the hospital and say, I want my eldest son to know the information, but I don't want my youngest son to know that information. So they have to sign that authorization. And a healthcare professional has to abide by the rules. And other kind of violations would be a failure to adhere to the authorization expiration date, which patients can set a date with their authorization and it expires. A violation will be releasing confidential records after that date. It would be failure to promptly release information to a patient. So according to HIPAA, that patient has the right to receive electronic copies of medical records on demand. So not giving to that person their medical records to result in a violation of HIPAA. So, other scenarios that would violate HIPAA are telling friends or relatives about a patient in the hospital. So as a nurse going home and talking to your mother about a patient in the hospital, that is a total violation of HIPAA. Or actually discussing a private health information over the phone in a public area, like using your cell phone, to call a doctor. You have to make sure that you're quiet and people are not overhearing. They're not overhearing you in the hospital. So having a law. So in conclusion, during my speech, I hope I gave you enough information on HIPAA and how easy it is, to cause a violation. So having a law that protects patients' privacy is very important and should be strictly enforced to keep a patient's information private and confidential. So the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act is a great step to keep our personal medical information private and confidential. So as a future healthcare professional, I will make sure to keep this law a first priority in taking care of my patients. A patient's privacy is very important, and you should always keep a patient's wishes intact.